Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into something that's reshaping how enterprises actually get work done. We're talking about Agentic AI for enterprise workflows, automation, and ROI heading into 2026. Sam, this is a big shift from what we've been hearing about chatbots for the last few years, right?
Absolutely. Look, traditional chatbots are reactive. They answer questions when you ask them. Agentic AI is fundamentally different. These systems reason about what needs to happen, plan out the steps to get there, and then execute autonomously. We're not just talking about smarter Q&A anymore.
So what's the practical difference from an enterprise perspective? Why should a company care if their system is agentic versus just a really advanced chatbot?
2 words: measurable ROI. Agentic systems can complete multi-step tasks without constant human intervention. Think about a customer calling to process a return, adjust billing, and update their account. An agentic system handles all of that in one go. A traditional chatbot would escalate multiple times or require different conversations.
That makes sense. And I'm curious, Gartner's been tracking this, haven't they? What are the numbers showing?
Yes, Gartner's 2026 forecast is telling. 65% of enterprises will prioritize Agentic AI over general-purpose chatbots. That's not a niche trend. That's mainstream adoption driven by production-grade automation demands and the need for compliance-ready systems, especially in Europe with the EU AI Act.
Right. Compliance is huge. That's something enterprises can't ignore anymore. But before we get into the regulatory side, let's talk about what makes an agentic system actually work. What are the moving parts?
3 core pillars. First, tool use and integration. Agents need to invoke external systems like CRMs, billing platforms, inventory databases. The key is standardization through protocols like MCP, the Model Context Protocol. Second, reasoning and planning. The LLM decomposes complex requests into subtasks and adapts strategies in real time. Third, autonomous execution. The agent completes workflows without waiting for human approval at every single step.
MCP keeps coming up. Can you break that down for our listeners who might not be familiar?
Think of MCP as a universal adapter. Instead of building custom integrations for each agent and each system, you define MCP servers that expose your business logic, customer data, order processing, compliance checks, as reusable resources. Any agent can tap into them. It's about creating a single source of truth across your entire automation stack.
That's elegant. So you're not rebuilding the wheel for every new agent you deploy. You've got this shared infrastructure. Now let's talk about the real-world impact. What do we actually see happening in customer service operations?
The numbers are compelling. McKinsey's 2025 AI survey found that enterprises deploying agentic customer service see a 35 to 40% reduction in average handle time. That's how long it takes to resolve a ticket. They're also seeing 45% fewer escalations to human agents. For a mid-market contact center handling 10,000 interactions monthly, that's $180,000 to $240,000 in annual savings.
Wait, let me put that in perspective for folks listening. That's real money. And it's not just about cost. What about the customer experience side?
First contact resolution jumps from 65% to 82%. That means customers get their issues solved on the first try way more often. Customer satisfaction improves by 18 points, and resolution times drop from 8 minutes to 3 or 4 minutes for routine issues. That's transformative for both the bottom line and the customer experience.
So cost and experience improve at the same time. That's the dream scenario. Now, voice is something I've been hearing a lot about lately. Is voice-driven customer service actually becoming the norm?
Gartner predicts 50% of enterprise customer service will be voice-driven by the end of 2026. And this isn't old-school IVR that makes you press buttons. These are agentic voice systems that understand context, handle nuanced requests, like processing a return and applying a refund simultaneously, and only route genuinely complex issues to humans. It's a massive upgrade.
So the voice system actually understands what you're asking, not just matching keywords. That's a big difference from the phone trees we all hate. What does that require technically?
You need a unified pipeline, speech recognition, intent classification, tool invocation, and response generation, all working together. The agent processes natural language, reasons about what needs to happen, accesses your systems through those MCP servers we talked about, and executes. It's sophisticated, but the models we have now, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, GPT-4, Llama 3.1, have native support for this kind of agentic workflow.
You mentioned compliance and the EU AI Act earlier. How does that factor into enterprise decision-making right now?
It's a competitive advantage for the right vendors. The EU AI Act creates regulatory confidence. If your agentic system is built with compliance in mind from day one, you're not scrambling to retrofit governance later. That's why frameworks like EtherLink's AI lead architecture matter. Enterprises want systems that are performant and governance-ready simultaneously. Waiting until you've built everything and then trying to add compliance is expensive and risky.
So it's not a checkbox exercise. Compliance is baked into the architecture from the start.
Exactly. And honestly, that mindset, compliance as a design principle rather than a burden, is becoming table stakes for enterprise deployments. Regulatory expectations are only going to tighten.
So if someone's listening and thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do we actually get started? What's the practical first step for an enterprise looking to adopt Agentic AI?
Start with a clear use case where you have high-volume, repetitive workflows with measurable metrics. Customer service is a natural fit because you can quantify handle time, resolution rates, and cost per interaction. Map out the systems your agents need to access: CRM, billing, inventory, knowledge bases. That's your MCP server roadmap. Then choose an agent-ready model and start with a pilot. Measure everything: cost savings, quality metrics, customer satisfaction.
Measure before, measure during, measure after. That's the way to prove ROI.
Right. And be realistic about timelines. A well-scoped pilot can show wins in 3 to 6 months, but the real value comes when you scale, when you've got multiple agents, workflows, and teams all leveraging the same agentic infrastructure.
All right, Sam, let's zoom out. What's your big takeaway for 2026? Where's this all heading?
The shift from chatbots to agentic AI isn't just about better technology. It's about rethinking how enterprises automate work. In 2026, the winners will be organizations that deploy agentic systems early, build compliance into their architecture, and use multimodal interfaces, voice, text, vision, to meet customer expectations. The laggards will still be running legacy chatbots and wondering why they're not seeing ROI.
Strong words. And for folks who want to dig deeper into case studies, implementation frameworks, and the specifics of MCP server development, head over to EtherLink AI. The full article has all of that and more. Sam, thanks for breaking this down.
My pleasure, Alex. It's an exciting time for enterprise automation. Thanks for listening, everyone.
You've been listening to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, she's Sam. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.